like I'm going through this rebirth of visibility, of being seen, of showing up. I desire a life, and I know nobody is gonna come save me. It's like you have these ideas, you know you have these gifts, you know the type of life you want. Future you is basically telling you this every single day. It's time to show up. And that's why I felt called to do this series. It's called Creative Alignment 101. And I have to get really honest with myself. Like, I was not completely trusting my process. I was not completely trusting myself. And there were 3 things that I realized that was keeping me out of my creative alignment. The first one was creative burnout. Like, I was just literally creating to create. You're operating a lot from here. You're sitting thinking like, what should I create today? And I realized when I was doing that, like, I was tired. You know, you wake up like, oh, I gotta make something today. It's like, no, like I started trusting my flow. I just started trusting the things that were coming to me instead of forcing things to happen. The second thing that I realized that was keeping me out of creative alignment is the comparison game. It's one thing to be inspired by somebody, right? It's one thing. But when you're comparing yourself to somebody, you're putting yourself in this energy, like it's like you're pulling from your energy, your magnetic energy. You're focusing on something, right? And I always say where focus goes, energy flows. If you're focusing on somebody and what they're doing in their path, instead of putting that into yourself, you're taking from yourself. I was getting frustrated with myself, if I'm being honest and transparent, because I'm like, why does my work have to be so deep and transformative? Like, I wish I had something lighthearted, people having fun. But then I started really trusting like the ideas that I got. I started really trusting me. Trusting like, look, this is who you are. This is your origin story. This is where you started. This is where you come from. This is your truth. And you're sharing that with people. Trust that. The third thing that I realized that was keeping me out of creative alignment was just either I felt all in or I didn't want to do it at all. I had to start putting myself in a space where I was creating rituals, like creative rituals every day. Like even now, like I have like an inner child healing that I do in the morning that connects me with my inner child to remind myself to have fun, to be playful. I make sure that I book dance studio time every now and then. I'll go to the dance studio every other weekend to just go in, vibe out. A lot of the times when I do that, I get inspired. So your alignment reset is going to be 3 things. First off, ask yourself, are you forcing ideas or are you allowing your creativity to come to you? I create better when I'm responding to life, when things are happening to me and I get inspired. The second thing is to create a ritual for yourself, whether that's getting post-its and posting the post-its everywhere with mantras, creative mantras, like I am designed to create. I know it's cold outside, but even if that's taking a walk outside, sometimes when fresh air is hitting your face, and you're outside and you know it's just so much space between you and earth and the clouds, you get so much inspiration. I know I do. The last thing I'll say is to look at your 5th house, because your 5th house is going to be where you're naturally confident with your creativity. Look at your Chiron placement, because your Chiron is about your wounds, and sometimes your wounds can creep into your creativity and hold you back. Make sure you hit the link in my bio. It's a free PDF on how to get into your creative flow. Simple, it's to the point, it's free. Y'all, it's time. I'll see y'all in part 2.